Hi, I'm Chris and welcome to my review of the Honor Magicwatch 2. So this is the 46mm version. It was sent out to me free of charge, by the way. I'm not being paid for this video and I do not have to pass it by anyone before it is published. So this has the Kirin A1 chipset in here and it claims battery life up to 14 days, which in my testing I can see is possible if you disable, of course, a few of the features that this watch has. So it does have water resistance up to 50 meters, heart rate monitor, GPS. It even has a loudspeaker and microphone so you can handle calls via the watch. You can even load it up with music and play some tracks as you're training. It's got voice feedback because it has that loudspeaker. And overall, in my testing now and time using it, a great watch, and you'll see why in this review. So in the box you'll find a warranty card, the quick start guide, and then we have a Type-C to USB cable and our charging dock here. Now this charging base has a very strong magnet in it. It's using 2 pogo ports for the connection to charge, and it's simply a matter of just placing the watch on top. You'll feel the magnets pull it in and then it will start to charge. You can see on the right hand side here, that is where the Type-C port is. This watch has an excellent build to it. Very good, a very good screen as well, which I really do like. This has a resolution of 454 by 454. That is 1.39 inches. It is a AMOLED screen and you can see it in direct sunlight. It also is covered with a scratch-resistant glass, and this is the 46mm version. So we've got these 2 buttons right here, which I will go through shortly, and the build of it is with a metal frame around here. It feels solid, a little bit heavy maybe for some, and you can see right here we've got a microphone. So yes, you can actually place Bluetooth calls with this. You can see there just before that was the heart rate, optical heart rate sensor there flashing. So the backing plate here is a combination of both an alloy and plastic for this part here, which does make it comfortable, no irritation at all my time using this. And right here on the right, you can see we do have our speaker. Now, this little speaker grill, depending on what you're doing, if you're using, for example, an exercise cycle, I've noticed, depending on how your wrist is, that you sometimes can actually block it a little bit and you won't hear the voice updates that come through when you're training or even music. The strap on it, replaceable, and I'll give it a bit of a pull here. Very strong. It does have a really good quality build to it. There's no sharp edges and overall no complaints with our build. Like the Watch GT, this one has the Kirin A1 chip, so the battery life is very good. Now I've been training an hour a day with this and I'm losing approximately 15%. If you're not training with it, then you're going to lose about 10%. That's with the continual heart rate monitor on and the sleep monitoring as well. Disable that and it will be somewhere around 7%. So you can get almost up to the claimed 2 weeks with it. With my current use, I'm looking at approximately 10 days, perhaps 9. I think overall that's quite good when you look at other different competitor watches out there, the competition. So we can see all our information right here with the watch face that I currently have. If I tap here and hold, then you can change it. Now out of the box, it comes with a very clear one here that probably does aid the battery life because it has that black background, giving you basic information here, the time, your heart rate, date, and weather only. Now when you tap this main button, that brings you up our main menu. You can go through your workout records, start a workout, workout status, heart rate, activity records, sleep, stress, breathing exercises even, call log, contacts, music, air pressure, compass, notifications, weather, stopwatch, timer, alarm, flashlight, find my phone, and settings as well. So you can pair up earbuds. You don't have to use your phone. So you can actually leave your phone at home and still listen to music via the speaker or pair up some earbuds to it. Display, now there are options in here for automatic brightness, which I leave on by default. And you're also able to set the always on display, but it kills your battery life. Always on display will halve your battery life time to about 4 days instead of maybe 10. So that's not really that great. Sounds there, and the strength of the vibration, do not disturb mode is there too. Now you can go through swiping here. There's no lag. It's actually quite good. You might see the occasional little stutter, but this performance of the Kirin A1 is very good to other smartwatches I have reviewed that have been quite stuttery. Heart rate information over the last 24 hours. Here is our stress over the last 24 hours. And this is the weather there. Now the loudspeaker, I'll give you a very short sample so I don't get hit with a copyright strike here, but it's quite loud, this little speaker that's on there. That was a good enough sample, I believe, there to give you an idea of what to expect from it. But even when you're running, you'll be able to hear some tunes. And yes, you can, of course, place calls with this one. So for our workout tracking here, just tap the lower button and we'll see right here that we've got a lot in here. So pool swimming, hiking, trail runs, triathlon, elliptical, trainer, rower, other is all there too as well. So we'll just go into one here, indoor cycling, and it's normally asks for GPS if it's an outdoor one, if it will want that. It gives you a heart rate right there. Hit start, you'll hear the feedback.
Start the workout. Workout paused. Workout ended.
And I'll stop there. Just to note that the voice feedback is great, but it has a bit of a funny kind of accent. It's like a Chinese American accent, and it will just say, for example, 7 kilometer, not 7 kilometers. So hopefully they can improve upon that. That's just in English, of course. So wearing the watch, I find it is comfortable, and it does, of course, have the wake up feature if you flip your wrist. Now, it doesn't always work. I found that sometimes I've got to go and repeat it. So bring it back up, but here it's working all the time. So currently using the heart rate monitor, I've found it to be very accurate. This of course does tie in with your sleep info, but let's have a look at the app now. The application is Huawei's Health App, and that makes sense of course because Honor is basically Huawei. It's the same, well, sister company from them. Got all your information here, so your sleep info, weight if you're adding that and you want to monitor that, your heart rate, your last exercises, your amount of steps there, that's all there. If you wanted to start an exercise. So similar to Google Fit. Now this doesn't seem to be able to work with an app like Google Fit. I don't know if there is an app out there that can pull through the information from Huawei Health into Google Fit. There in fact actually could be, something I need to look into. You see our devices listed right here. So when you go into the Honor, once you have it already paired up, the Magicwatch 2, this is where you can change watch faces. Fitness data there as well. We've got their Huawei True Sleep, which I have enabled. I find it does track that really quite well. Continual heart rate monitoring, automatic stress test can be disabled there if you want the increased battery life. So basically, a lot of the functions that are already on the watch themselves are right here. Notifications, they are pulling through for me. I'm not really having too many problems with them, but I have noticed that they're sometimes a little bit late, and you do need to be paired up with your mobile with the Bluetooth and have it close for them to come through. The same goes with calls as well. So if I get out of this, we'll have a look at just very, very quickly the sleep info. So this is right here. You can see my sleep last night, and it will give you just a score there and rating that with information from the various different health agencies. I think they're using the Chinese health board or whatever for their info. They've got their cellular light sleep, REM sleep, deep, and the tracking is so much better than the Amazfit GTR that I currently own. This one's a lot more accurate, I find. So I'm about to go for a bike ride here to also test out the GPS accuracy compared to another phone, which is a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus with its Google Fit GPS tracking. And we'll see if the results are going to be off or not, because on the Amazfit GTR, they were off by about 10 to 15%. So I'm at halfway point here with my ride. I know this trail quite well, and it's normally 9.1 kilometers. My Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus is reporting 9.17. What does the watch say? So if I can get the phone to focus here, it's 8.68. So yes, the accuracy is a little off here on the GPS tracking with just the watch. So I've just finished my ride back home here, and the GPS on the phone is reporting 18.4. This is 17.6. So yes, you can see, just like the other smartwatches I have reviewed with GPS, that it is a little bit out the tracking on the watch. One thing I'd like to point out that I did also try to install the Huawei Health app on my Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, and it just won't work. This keeps happening. The Huawei mobile service keeps crashing on me, and I've found no way around this, so I had to use my Huawei P30 Pro. Okay, so let me quickly recap here that I think this is a really good smartwatch here for those that are after really good tracking, heart rate monitoring. But the really good tracking, okay, it is off a little bit. I'm seeing this with all the GPS-enabled smartwatches that I am reviewing, that it's never going to be as good as, say, a dedicated Garmin GPS tracking. Smartphone tracking GPS seems to be a lot better with your Snapdragons, and even my Huawei P30 Pro GPS is more accurate. I know because I always ride the same trail, and I know when I get to that halfway point, it's normally about 9 kilometers, 9.1, sometimes 9. But it was reporting quite a bit less at, what was it now, 8.68 halfway there. So you can see there is just that slight difference there. And to me, it's not a massive deal-breaking difference. But if you want to have super accurate GPS, bear that in mind. You probably want to use still a smartphone for that to get that. Now battery life, okay, I see with my current use, with my 1 hour training a day, I'm gonna have about 10 days. Battery life really depends on what I'm doing. If I don't have the heart rate monitoring continually being monitored and have it on, and the sleep monitoring, okay? If you disable that, you save a bit of battery life, a few other things you can disable, but it's gonna look like a week to me if I keep it all on. And a week, I still think is fantastic battery life because I'm really tired of other watches that, okay, they offer a lot, they're a lot more expensive, some of them, but they've only got a 2-day battery life or a 3-day battery life, and you've got to charge them constantly. And remember the earlier watches that only just went for a day or a day and a half if you were lucky, and you constantly have to charge it every night. Not with this thing. That's one of the best things about it. Screen as well, very good. AMOLED panel, super bright. It has a very nice PPI. I think it's 336 or something like that, which means it does look sharp and it's clear, and I've had no problems with it. The voice feedback is great. However, minor little nitpicking complaint here that it sounds a little bit broken English because it doesn't say, for example, say 12 kilometer instead of 12 kilometers. Okay, it doesn't seem to want to say anything in plural. So that's just a minor update. Hopefully with firmware updates, they can fix that Honor and just correct that minor thing there. Sometimes I know this too when I lift it up and to have a look at the time that it didn't bring the screen on. It didn't wake it up for me, so I have to do that again. But now it seems to be behaving itself. It's just the first day I was using it, I noticed that, and it's getting a little bit better. Perhaps the sensor just needed a little bit of time there. The accelerometer that's using, getting the position, I don't know, but it's just a minor thing. And sometimes if you're on an exercycle, for example, and you've got your wrists like this, you will, if you get a little bit sweaty too, block that loudspeaker and you won't actually hear it then, you'll just hear it muffled. Other than that, the loudspeaker on this is very good to have. It's nice addition, the fact that we can get those voice updates and not need a mobile phone. And we can also play music without needing a mobile phone. You can play it on the watch itself to hear your Rocky tune or whatever when you're training, or you can have it synced up to a Bluetooth headset. So that is a good thing right there. So I don't have third-party support with this because, of course, it's Huawei's own OS. I had that problem with my Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. Didn't want to work with their software. It kept crashing. That was with the Huawei services, I think it was. It just kept crashing all the time, so I couldn't run Huawei Health. Other than that, I think this is a really good smartwatch, and this is not just because I got it for free. It offers just so much. So if you're in the market for one, definitely take a look at the Magicwatch 2 here. And thank you so much for watching this review here from me. I hope to see you back in the channel. Please do give a like if you liked this smartwatch review. And if they are popular, I will try to review more of them.